Hi everyone, it's Kelly. Welcome or welcome back my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. So as you probably all know, if you're in the beauty world, Chanel has just come out with their spring collection. Came with a blush, a trio blush that has pinks and coral and then sort of like a warm brown kind of color for the blush. I did not get that one because I feel like I don't really wear coral blushes. Coral is just not my favorite. I would choose pink over coral. And not to mention I have this one, the gold and peach from last year. I think it might have been the fall of last year. And I barely even use this. You can almost still see some of the embossing. I don't use it because again, I prefer pink over coral blushes. I bought this one because to replace my old coral blush. So I wish that in a way, if I hadn't bought this, I would have probably bought the blush from this collection. Except for some people do say that it has fragrance. So I might not even get that one, but this one does not have fragrance. So this is the only coral blush that I have from Chanel and I don't use it. So I feel like for me, the blush was an easy pass because I don't really use it. Even if you swirl together with the pink in there, I feel like it's still very much coral because the coral base is just so strong that it just overtakes the rest of the color in that blush. So that is why I didn't get it. It looks beautiful. Of course, the embossing is very beautiful, but it's just not for me. The other item in this collection that I really want to get is the Cocoa Flash in Rosa. It has this beautiful purple shift to it, but then it's also the reason why I didn't get that one is because of the sparkles. I can see when people swatch it, even if you do remove it, some sparkles sort of still stay put afterwards. And it seems like it's a very chunky kind of glitter. I didn't want it because of the chunky glitter in it, but I want it for the color. So I'm sort of in the middle of wanting, I'm not wanting. I just don't want to be eating glitter. That's the only reason why that was holding me back. I wish perhaps the glitter was not as chunky. It's a little bit more refined. And then I probably would have bought it, but I really want to get something purple because I feel like it would go really well with the shift of this party shade in this quad that I actually got from this collection. It is this one, the 387 Utopia. I wanted to get this one very specifically because based on the swatches, I feel like the pink and the taupey gray kind of color has this beautiful sheen to it, but it's not chunky glitter. It reminds me very much of the recently released Chanel oversized palette, this one. I feel like the pink and taupe in this formula is very much this formula, which I love. I love this palette so much. I use it all the time. So based on the swatches, I feel like the pink and the gray, when it swatches, it has that kind of sheen and kind of look very much like that, which is why I wanted this one. And more so, I also wanted this one because of this duochrome shade. I feel like even though it's duochrome, even though it looks wet, it does not has chunky glitter in it, which is why I wanted to get it. This one retails for $76, which I feel like the price is more. I thought the price before was like 68 something, but it's $76 now, and you get 2 grams. It is made, where is it made? It's made in Italy, and you have 18th month shelf life to use it. That's what I got from the collection. I feel like I am more of buying what I really truly love as opposed to just buying things because it's new, which is why I only got this one. Let's get into the demonstration. I will show you how I got this look. Before we start with the application process, I just want to let you know I have put on my Tower 28 tinted sunscreen or sunny days in the number 20 Mulholland. I've done my eyebrows, just a little bit of brow powder just to give it some definition, and that is all. And I don't know what my sleeping pattern has been lately, but it has not been good, which is why we have all these breakouts. I don't know how these are gonna apply with fingers versus brushes, but I have here a Sonia G brush. I know it's sparkly and shimmery, but I don't know to what extent it will pick up with the brush. So it's very light. I'm gonna try one side with the brush, and then I'm gonna try it with my fingers on the other side to see if I can get any better color payout. Although you can get a little bit more layer on with fingers, it's still very sort of a translucent. This white shade is definitely, when it gets on the skin, it is a little bit more of a translucent shimmer. I can see some fall out, but not a lot. So I'm going to put it on this side as well. Maybe the patting motion definitely helps with setting it down. I'm gonna go again. And the emblem is basically gone. Anyways, I want to pack about 2 or 3 layers of this. I'm gonna go with the other side because it's a different look now since I patted 3 times. Even though it looks like white, but then it goes on and it has this sort of skin-like. But then in some shift of the light, I can see like a light pink to it. So I think that's a pretty good base. Now I want to use the duochrome, the special shade, the fun shade in this palette. And once again, I'm going to try it with a brush, and then I'll use my fingers. I think because if they are more of a topper shade, fingers are probably going to be best at packing and picking up. I'm going to use my Chikohudo eyeshadow brush to see if it picks up any better versus the Sonia G one. It picks up quite a bit, so let's see how it applies on the eyes. It definitely gives it more of a shift. We're going in with the second layer. Padding, of course, is going to be best with very loosely packed topper shades. Even this one as a topper shade, I still don't get a lot of fallout, which is very nice. These feels really soft and smooth to the touch, and has a very nice, beautiful wet shift, which is why I kind of bought this palette for that. So, ooh, oh, that looks really pretty. It is a very special shade indeed. I'm gonna go in with the second layer just to see, you know, how much we can build up and how it looks like building up. Now, I don't have any eye primers. I'm sure if you use eye primer, it will enhance it, but I just wanted to use it without an eye primer. So that is 2 layers by brush and 2 layers by finger. You can see that wet look on the eyes. And this side has nothing. So we're gonna have to balance that out. I also do like the campaign picture, the pink color on the eyeshadow on her eye makeup. Anyways, that was one layer. This is the second layer on this side. And then I'm gonna go into using the other colors. I'm just looking up close here. It has some fallout. I think it's due to my finger being too big, that's why. It is not as chunky as I had thought. Because sometimes when you see swatches or you watch somebody else's video, it looks really beautiful, but in real life it's quite chunky. For some reason I feel like I need more on this side. I want to go back into this packing brush, and I'm going to use this pink shade here. So I'm going to put it just on the crease so that when you look, you know, the crease kind of gives you definition as well as a little bit of color. Just a little bit, but still keep the party being the eyelids. Now I'm going to use my flat definer, and I'm going to go in with this gray color that is going to give it the most definition, and I'm just using that on the outer edge to my lashes and then underneath here as well. I can totally see this being used to go to work, but then you can sort of amp it up with more black liner at night if you're gonna go out from office to dinner kind of look. But I feel like it's very natural, very beautiful kind of look that I can definitely see myself doing. Just doing to the other side, the exact same thing, just on the outer edge here, just for definition, but still keep it very natural and beautiful and office appropriate or just daytime. Like you can see the definition. And I'm going to use another smaller Sonia G brush, and I'm going to go in with the white for the inner corner of the eyes to see if that does anything, because I feel like it doesn't, being so translucent and light. No, there you go, it kind of does. So that was 2 layers before anything started showing up. So I am back. I've used mascara, and I just highlight it underneath, just halfway through my lash here, just to give me definition. Otherwise, I kept it very natural because I really want that ethereal, youthful, girly look. that's why I kept my eyeliners very natural looking. And I love the way it looks. It's very office appropriate, but yes, just classy. Because I did not get the blush from this collection, I am gonna use this pink shade here to use as blush to see how it performs as blush, but as well as to have a cohesive look. I have two different brushes. This is the cheek slash highlighting brush from Chikohudo. It is on the smaller side, but it's still bigger than this, but not that much bigger. So it basically covers this entire pan because it is eyeshadow pan. It's not the oversized pan. But I just want to see how this brush does. How this color does as blush, because it is such a beautiful pink color that I would use as a blush myself. So that is one layer. It's there. It's not that dark, but it is there. I'm gonna go in with a second layer. I think if you have a smaller brush, it will be better because the pan is so small, but you know, we're trying. Oh, it gives me that beautiful. I am not hating it. It is very smooth. There's no chunky glitter on this. We do it under the eyes to make that youthful kind of look. So this is touche layer. It's like the perfect size pan for this, to use eyeshadow as a blush, especially if you love the pink. So it picks up quite a bit. This brush definitely is able to pick up more than the natural one. The natural one, again, it diffuses and it blends out nicely, but this one picks up more. And that's only one layer, because that one I have to do two. So naturally, I'm going to do a second layer, and I'm also going to probably use these smaller brushes in eyeshadow pans that I love the color for a blush, especially when traveling. I love the swirling technique. And this is only a second layer, so I don't think that's too much blush to apply. So here is the second layer with this brush, which I think for daytime, I think it's enough. We're gonna go with the third layer just to see. Why not? I'm gonna concentrate it more now on my cheeks and my nose. So here I am, very close up, I know, but I am out right by my window in the direct sunlight, just so you can see any obvious glitter that you may not like. Here it's just more of natural light, but also just further in from the window, just to show you the differences between the sun and sort of in a natural setting. I'm gonna swatch this and then see some of comparison of the other like glitters, just to show you how glitter the other ones, the previous release, have been. So that is what this quad looks like, swatched. I'm just gonna now swatch a couple of shades from here just so we can see the formula, not really for color comparison. So I have the pink and white. I'll get this white and this pink. So here's the white color from the oversized. That's the white color from the oversized palette. And then the pink. This is the pink from the oversized palette. It doesn't look as pink in comparison to that. And the white highlighting shade that I love is also not the same either. I don't think this Fantasy de Chanel is gonna look the same as the eyeshadow here, but I'll swatch it just because to me it's a lot more shimmery versus the one in the eyeshadow, but I will show it to you. So here is the pink from the eyeshadow, and here is the Fantasy de Chanel one. Here's Fantasy de Chanel's two swatches. It's a lot lighter. This Fantasy de Chanel even more glowy. You can see it's a lot more glowy. Now I have this Blanc Pearl one. It looks white, but we'll see how it compares to the white shade. This is the white shade in the palette. This one, the Blanc Pearl, still is more pink. Blanc Pearl second swatch, second layer swatch, because it's a little bit light. It's not really the same. It's more pink than the white one. Let's swatch the one from Rivage, this white one. Even though it looks white, but it does come onto your skin more of a skin color. But I don't like it because it is very chunky glitter for me, for my liking anyways. So that's why I don't use it very often. It's a lot more white than this one. This one is a little bit more natural white. And then the other last one that I want to show you just for formula wise is this Lumiere de Lotion, which is the one that came out last year from the Mermaid collection. It's one of those that is extremely glittery. Second swatch. Ooh, more glitter. Ah, chunky glitter. So here are the swatches. Starting from my fingers, here is the lotion, Lumiere de Lotion, and then the Rivage, and then Blanc Pearl, the oversized palette, and then the eyeshadow, and then the Fantasy de Chanel. I hope the swatches help just so you can see the difference in formula if you like one formula, or similar to another product that you might not like or have or whatnot. So I hope that's helpful. I have to say that this collection from Chanel, to me, I still have no regrets of passing on the blush. Regarding this palette, I truly love it. Before I bought it, I was thinking that I would like it because of the formula. But now that this is the final look and you've seen how it looks, I cannot say that I hate this palette. I have to say that I love it. The look, I feel like it looks really natural, very soft, very romantic. If you want to amp it up with more colors, you can. Or keep it more of daytime or work appropriate, you can. I can understand why the white in this palette was, very subdued, almost transparent, and it doesn't really amp up that much. It is there. It is more of a natural, soft, spring-like look. So I can understand where they're coming from with that. And of course, the duochrome in this palette is just beautiful. If you love that glossy, wet kind of look. And I did use this pink shade as a blush on my face, and I just love it. It is another light pink that I would love very much, like the Fantasy de Chanel, but a little bit more toned down. So therefore, this whole little eyeshadow quad I can use as eyes and cheeks as well. So I am super happy, but I don't think I should do as a backup. That is a very hard debate for me. I don't know if I should get a second one of this. Anyway, so that is my review, first impression of this palette. Let me know if you're gonna get it, if you love yours. If you don't love it, let us know down below. And until the next video, bye everyone.